Hey guys, what's going on? This is John Fears. Welcome back to Fearsman26. Welcome the myth, the man, the legend. 890,000 followers on TikTok. Scream Premium. How we doing, sir?
I'm great, man. How are you?
Very good. Very nice to finally meet you, Sean. I've been wanting to do this interview for. I've been watching you for at least a year and a half, if not two. And I prepared a whole bunch of questions, and I just wanted to say right off the bat, thank you so much for allowing me this interview and your time, my friend. I really appreciate that.
Dude, I'm so ready. This is my first ever podcast, like outside of what I've ever done. Yeah, I've never done one outside of like making one for my account, or I think I've made one previously on a YouTube channel in the past, but I've never been on somebody else's. So this is a new experience.
Well, this is an honor to have you on mine. Normally what I do is it's like a nice sit down conversation, with the creator. I just interviewed all my fans. I just interviewed Kevin Calver, great friend of mine. I've known him for 10 years. He's an actor. And I just ask a series of questions. And then in the middle of it, I give you a chance to ask a couple questions either to the audience or to me. And then I always give the person that I'm interviewing an opportunity to plug their self, plug their stuff, and then I always end with the inside the actor studio questions. So
let's get started. Strong episode, man. I got to live up to some expectations here.
Oh yeah,
following an actor there. That's tough.
It is. Well,
we'll try our best.
The reason why I always end with those is because I love that. I love that show so much, and I thought those questions were amazing. So I was just like, okay, that would be a good way to start. And people seem to like it, so I just kept on with it. So my first question is when you first got on TikTok, it's a two-part question. Did you ever, in your wildest dreams, ever expect to get 890,000 followers? And why did you decide to go the Scream route?
Okay, so starting off was in 2019. It was a Star Wars account. Obviously, first answer that question, no. I never understood the concept of like followers. Like when I was in middle and high school, I would try making YouTube channels and stuff, but I never really understood it. So I started it as a Star Wars account right before the COVID lockdowns. And then during those COVID lockdowns, I went ham on just making the cringiest Star Wars videos ever.
Who doesn't like Star Wars?
Right. I'm sure they're out there somewhere. I love Star Wars. It's always been a passion. Like I love Star Wars so much. I have so much stuff I could have had displayed out here, but obviously I'm locked in on horror. That's like that's my love. That's my newfound love, I'd say.
That's always been my love ever since I was 16.
That's amazing. I got there a little late. Like when I was younger in middle and high school, I was watching The Conjuring, Insidious, like those films I'd watch, but I was never like in love with them. Insidious was the first one that was impactful on me. So I remember watching it and being like, that was horrifying. I never want to watch a scary movie ever again.
I actually feel like that I got there late too. I was not allowed to watch TV or movies during the week. I had to focus on my studies, and I could only watch it on the weekends. And my mom and dad were like, until you're 16, John, you're not allowed to watch horror. And the first horror I started with that was a big impact on me was Halloween, the original, the classic.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a good one to start with, man.
It's a good one. Definitely a good one. So when you got started, so what made the transition from the Star Wars cringy like content to the Scream?
So I was making. I kind of got. There's a point where you kind of hit a wall in content creation if you do the same thing over and over again. So I hit that wall. I switched characters. Hit that wall. Switched characters like within Star Wars. And then I saw Scream 4 up on my TV, and I put it on and I watched it, and I was like, "This is sick." And I was like, "This is so cool." And that day I drove to Walmart. This is October, so that day I drive to Walmart and I bought the Walmart costume.
Speaking of Walmart.
Yeah, it was similar. It was the hard plastic, so not the ultra white on the left or the H. Billy. Obviously, that's a newer one.
Yeah,
it was the hard plastic, and I started with that, and I got another content creator, Ia Star. She was over, and we filmed a video. It was supposed to be funny. It was with a Tory Lanez song. I think it's
okay,
and it was a don't. I'm sure. I don't know if you edit these. If you can edit that video over it, but. it was just a video where she was running, obviously from Ghostface. She gets to the door, and then another Ghostface steps out, leaning up against the wall, and is like, because she went to the front door and then goes to turn right. And it was the stupidest video ever. It was supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
And it ended up blowing up, and I got like 7 million views or something. And that I was already at like 200, 300K at that point from Star Wars. From doing, because the cringy content was hitting on Star Wars. I don't know why.
Okay.
But, hey, to each their own. I just had fun with my friends making those. That was really all it was. But once again, it started with me just having fun. I made a funny video, what I thought was funny. It kind of came off differently to some people, and it hit a weird audience, but it's okay. We got up there, and now I was like, dang, like,
TikTok's kind of weird like that, because like my very first video, I did it on a whim. Literally, my content's all over the place, but mainly it's a bunch of like nerdy videos and movie content and behind the scenes and shit like that. And literally, I saw a family leaving the beach, and they made this gigantic sandcastle, and I said, hey, it's so good. Do you mind if I just like do like a little walk around? And so I just literally walked around the castle, and I went from I had like 100 subscribers. The next day, 2,000, then 3,000, and I've been trying to make more content on my TikTok and my YouTube, but finally I got to 8,000. I was like, wow, over a castle, and then a sandcastle, and then I just started making movie content, and so it's little by little it's been taken off. So it's that interesting thing that you have to find your niche, and like you or me or any other content creator, you have to start somewhere. Like you started with the Star Wars, and you're like, well, that's one passion of mine, I like this. And then when you saw Scream 4, that left an impact on you, and I thought, well, why not, I'll try this, so it was probably that thing.
I love darker costumes too, because my Mandalorian, he was like black and red, and then I had a stormtrooper before that was like black and white.
Mandalorian.
Yeah, it hits, man. And like, I love that color scheme, and Ghostface just looked so cool, and it was perfect because, I mean, I had so much fun making videos with it. I made a bunch of stupid videos with that. Then Scream 2022 comes out. So this is around 2020, like late 2021 is when I started getting into the Ghostface costume stuff. Obviously, Scream 5 or Scream 2022 comes around, and that shot it like way up, and I tried to make my own robe, which didn't turn out very good, and that like really ignited it. And the fact I kind of got into the Scream franchise at the right time, because they have been so active recently.
Yes,
it's gonna be the third movie in February. It's gonna be the third movie in 5 years.
I'm looking forward to it. Scream 7, because I missed Sidney Prescott in the last one. I missed her.
Yeah,
I missed it.
So
like my new
4 years.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I said 3 movies in 4 years. I'm making a mental error. It's Scream 2022. So 22, 3, 4, 5, 6 in 4 years, 3 movies. There we go. Just mental block there.
No worries, no problem. No, I was saying, you kind of inspired me. Last year, I was the Ghostface killer. So initially, I decided to go with the normal one, and then because my 2 favorite movies are 1, and without a doubt, number 6. I mean, I like all the stuff in between, but 1 and 6 are my ultimate favorite. So for my YouTube fans, I just looked at them and said, listen, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Half of the Halloween season, I'm gonna be normal Ghostface with the white. The other half of the season, I'm gonna be Ghostface from number 6. So my next scripted question is what are your 2? You can only pick 2. What are you like I just picked? What are your 2 favorite out of the franchise, and why are they your favorite 2? 6
and 5, and I'm gonna have to. Obviously, that's a challenging thing not to put one of the originals, but 3 is close third, which is a very kind of controversial pick, but I'll get to that. Number 6, just because of how unique it is. It is the most unique out of the whole franchise. A whole different. He's a lot stronger too. He, like in all the other Screams, Ghostface kind of hides. He's like, oh, well, what if I get caught? In number 6, he does not give a shit. He literally falls out. He literally goes into a convenience store and he's like, oh, fuck me. And then he goes, yeah, if you get in my way, I'm going to kill you. And that guy gets in his way, stabs the guy, grabs the shotgun, and he's off to the races. Yeah, it's a very aggressive movie. And I think they did a whole different style of an opening sequence, a new mask, a new robe, a new concept. It was just, it's so unique. That's why I love it. And I also love how it was shot. I love modern cinema so much. I just had a discussion with my friend Mark. We were talking. He really loves. Remind me of what it's called. The older style of film. Is it just called film? You'd call it? Yeah, film.
Film, vintage. Yeah.
He loves like that film look, and I really love the digital, like the newer style. I love it so much, and that's why a large portion of my favorite movies are newer horror. Along with that, I'm newer into horror. I just love how it looks, and I love how they shoot it. It just looks so clean.
Do you appreciate older films?
Of course. What I say when people ask me what my favorite Scream movie or what my least favorite Scream movie is, I say there's no such thing as a least favorite. I think they're all amazing.
Yeah.
There are ones that are just that much more than the other, and they're so close heading down to the very bottom. The bottom one, to me, isn't like my least favorite. It's still like one of my favorite movies of all time. Halloween 1978. I'm sorry. Yeah, 78. That one, I've seen that a few times. I really loved it every time I watched it.
That's my favorite horror movie of all time.
It should be for most people. I mean, it's the most impactful on the horror community. At least from my knowledge, it's probably the most impactful horror film there's ever been. When it comes
and the crazy thing is there's not much gore to it. There's a tiny bit of blood. And in that movie, John Carpenter, it was less is more.
Yeah, it was just a group of stoners making a great movie, and they nailed it. They nailed it. They couldn't have done any better. It blew my mind seeing that they were like an indie film. It was just a bunch of guys having fun. It looked.
I think they made it for just over $200,000. They scraped it together.
Most of that was on the camera they used, and Don Pleasant, is that his name?
Donald Pleasance played Dr. Sam Lewis. Dr. Sam.
Right. Apparently, that was most of their budget was on him and that camera because he was a big star at the time. And the camera, I can't think of the name of it. I was just talking about it, but
most of it, I think only a couple of movies had used the Panasonic Steady camera.
That's what I was talking about. Yep.
And so I don't think it was the very first movie to use it, but it was one of the first,
right?
Where you saw the killer's point of view. So yeah,
it was super unique, and it created a new wave for the horror franchise, like for horror period, not the horror franchise, just horror period. It opened up a ton of doors, and it really
a lot of doors.
It's so funny just knowing they weren't planning that. It was just supposed to be a one-off film. I don't think they're planning on making another one, because I think the main mask they used was put under somebody's bed under a bunch of boxes.
Yep. And that's why in number 2 they pulled it out, and it's so dirty, and it's kind of stretched out because it was worn by a different actor in the first one, and then when the second actor played Michael, it was a different person. Well, his face was a little bigger, so that's why Michael looks incredibly different, and everyone thinks it's a different mask, and they're like, nope. I never knew. It's the same mask. It's just a different actor, and it fit differently on his face. So yeah,
that blew my mind when I found that out. I was like, I was wondering what they used to make that mask, and it was like, oh yeah, no, that's the same mask that they used in the first one.
It was an original William Shatner Star Trek, and literally, John Carpenter told the production designer Tommy Wallace and said, "Go out, find the most 3-4 creepiest mask you can possibly find." And there wasn't much around, so he said, okay. He went to a costume shop, and he saw a clown with really a big over-the-top red nose and red curly hair. And he said, what if I just cut the hair down really short, even shorter than mine? He goes, that would look really weird, with a big red nose. And then he thought, oh, well, the clown thing's been done. And then he grabbed Spock. And then he grabbed Captain Kirk, and he's like, no, I don't want to use Spock because everyone will know by the ears. And then he just kind of looked at Jim Kirk, and he's like, well, that's kind of like a human, And he said, what if I do this? And what if I spray paint it? And man, when he cut the eyes out, it's one of the most scariest masks on film.
It's crazy because nobody can replicate it now. They didn't put I don't think they put much thought into it. They said, I'm going to spray paint it white and cut the eyes out.
Literally, they said they ripped off the sideburns, they ripped off the eyebrows, they cut the eye holes bigger, and they spray painted the blonde hair to brown like mine, and then they like put a little shadow underneath the eyes to make it look like the light would catch it, and that's it. That was it.
And nobody can replicate it like nowadays. Nobody can do it. People try, and
people have tried, but they get it close.
It's close.
They get it close, and I'm like, that's close, but it's not like anything like from the film. It's just like a couple % off, and I'm like, yeah, you got it close, but not enough. So that's why you like number 6. Why do you like number 5 so much?
Okay, number 5. I think that's honestly just a personal thing because it was the first one I got to see in theaters. Okay. I think my favorite kill scene. I don't know if that's a question later on, but it's
coming up.
It's the Dewey kill scene. I'll just start that now. That's another reason it's up there, because I think that Dewey kill scene, it's as sad as it is the coolest kill scene in the franchise. With
it's one of the coolest.
Right, the usage of 2 buck knives, opening them up, dropping them down, and kicking them, and that wide shot afterwards of him just standing there with the robe open, with the bullets in the vest. Like, it's so cool. I think that's really what puts it over the top, is that hospital scene, and the costume itself is just like the use of the plain white mask, as basic as this possibly could look. They make it look so cool on screen, and it's really cool how they can pull that off.
So I'm just going to answer this right now. People in the chat were asking why you're facing the other way. And guys, he's working on a secret project right now. And off camera, he said, John, there's a reason. And we're going to get into that secret project here in a little bit, because I want you to promote that secret project.
Right.
And he's got a big announcement. So that's why he's not ready to reveal. But all in good time, Sean told me. So, yeah. So, Sean, the reason why I like number 1 and number 6, I'll start with number 6. It's because I've never seen a more violent Ghostface. Like, in all the other Ghostfaces, he's still violent, but he's nothing compared to how violent he is in number 6. You know, and I think that makes more exciting kills, more like, whoa, like, I didn't expect him to do that. So that's kind of like why. And I like the aged mask, you know, like I like how they brought back some of the older characters from 1 and 2 and all that stuff, and they linked it like, oh well, and he left all the masks. I thought that was like, you know how he like was leaving a trail of breadcrumbs in number 3. He kind of left a trail of breadcrumbs with, well, as soon as I kill this person, I'm going to put down a mask, and this mask is from this kill, and this mask is from that kill, and blah blah blah. So that's why I like number 6. The reason why I like number 1. It's so inventive. Nobody had ever seen that. It's scary, but they're also making fun of the Scream franchise. They kill Drew Barrymore off in, like, I think she's only in it for maybe 10 minutes. Maybe. The first 10, 20 minutes, she's gone. And I was like, oh, man, besides Psycho, because that was kind of a nod to Psycho, you know, they kill that Marion girl off within 10, 15 minutes, you know, and she's gone. So those are some of the reasons why I like number 1 and number 6. So, yeah. All right, well, next question. Sean hit upon it. All right, I want you to give me, you can only pick 3, and I'm going to do it too. I'll let you go first since you're my guest. The 3 top kills out of the Ghost franchise.
All right, number 1, you obviously know my number 1. Spoiler, Dewey's kill in Scream 5. I think it's so cool, and it's just such a good way for a legacy character to go out, because if they needed to kill Dewey, they needed to make it really cool. So I'm glad they did. They made it awesome. So I'll go 3-2. This is tough, but I think one that rivals the brutality. I think the most brutal kill, actually, in my opinion, is in Scream 4, the Olivia kill in the bedroom across from Jill and Kirby. When you see her,
that one's nuts.
It's brutal and it's jarring. I feel like that's a huge moment in the whole Scream franchise where you're like, oh, this guy's not fucking around anymore. He's like, this is not a 1-2 stab. He just gutted
it's her. Definitely more than 1-2. It's a lot of stabs.
Yeah, left her on the bed, gutted her like a fish, man. Like he says in the, like, he really did it that
pretty
time.
much. I mean, there was pretty much nothing left of that chick once I was like, all right, well, there it is. You know,
yeah, no, there's nothing much. And to throw, I'll pick one from the original 3, because I have so many kills that are like really cool. But
hey, I know it's hard to pick 3. I know it's hard.
a mind-blowing one was the police officer in Scream 2 on the hood of the car when Ghostface drives him into the rebar and it goes through his head. That's probably the most like unsettling kill they've had, where he's just on there like twitching on the hood, and you're like,
because the whole pipe's like through his head.
It's bad. That's one that not many people really talk about, and it's brutal, and it's like feels real.
I've actually used that clip in a vlog.
Have you?
Yeah, it was a long time ago. I used that clip in a vlog. Like it was a Halloween vlog, and I either opened with that or I ended with that. You know, so because I use a little bit of copyright stuff in my vlogs and my short films and all that, but not much here and there. You know, because I believe it's more about the passion than making all the money and all that crap. So here's my 3. I love the Tatum kill because she honestly thought she could get through that little doggy door, and I'm like, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. So that's number 1.
It's unique.
And I'm just like, you're out of your mind if you think your big body's going to get through that little hole. So,
it's not going to work.
And they make all those horror movie mistakes, which I'm about to get to. That's my next question. So that's number 1. Number 2, I love the Randy kill in number 2 because nobody thought he would die. That was a big twist. He knows all the rules. You don't do this. You don't do that. You don't say this. You don't do drugs, blah, blah, blah. And then, bam, the car door opens up. They grab him in the van, and he's done. And I'm like, whoa, that just blew my mind. I could not believe it. And then probably, like I said, in number 6, I love when they're going nuts in the gas station. And that guy's like, he's like, is there a problem here? Boom, but he just stabs him in the gut like 5 or 6 times, grabs the gun. I'd say those are my 3 favorite.
Yeah, those are all really the Randy one hurts.
It does because like you love Randy so much, and I'm like, I never saw it, Sean. I never saw it coming. I was like, he knows he's got the rule book of horror movies do's and don'ts, and they just take him out like that. And I was like, I'm like, that's a good kill. But man, it hurts. It hurts.
They didn't need to do it, and that's what makes it best. I mean, the same thing with the Dewey one. It's very comparable, where they don't need to do it, but it helped raise the stakes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's heartbreaking.
So I'm gonna take a fan question. My friend Pixel Protocol, he loves. I have 2 friends in my little YouTube community. I mean, I've got a bunch of friends, but 2 of my friends are big like horror movie guys. Like Exhumed Visions is big into horror, and my friend Pixel. Pixel says, can you ask him what's his opinion on sequels and also remakes?
I love it. Okay. I love it a lot. I love the ideas. Like, I love new stuff. I hate when franchises just die. I
like sequels if they add more to the story. If it's just like I don't like reboots. I don't like reboots.
Like making up, like restarting the story.
Yeah, I'm like, why wouldn't you continue the story? Like, people already love the franchise. Just make a sequel.
It's dangerous. It's dangerous to start the story over. I think it can have benefits. Like, for example, I'll throw one out. I don't know if this is exactly a perfect example, but the Prey movie versus the Predator movies.
I love the Prey.
I love it. I named my dog after the main character. Like,
there you go.
It's such a good movie, and it was a remake. It's not following the story. They made their own story using the character that people love, and it worked. So, and
actually, I love the Predator franchise, Sean. It means a lot to me because my dad, growing up, my dad was like, he didn't love a lot of horror, but he loved action and sci-fi. So, like, I wasn't allowed to watch certain stuff until I was 16. So my dad kind of broke the rules and said, don't tell your mom, but like, RoboCop 2 just came out, so don't tell her, but we're going to watch it. Or, hey, Predator 2 just came out. Let's go watch it. And I was like, oh, hell yeah, let's go watch it. So that kind of stuff reminds me of my dad because my dad isn't here anymore. He passed away like 3 years ago. So all those franchises are great because it reminds me of him because he loved movies, not as much as me. I'm obsessed with movies, as you can tell. Yeah. But he definitely liked those movie gems, as I like to call them. And then what's your take on remakes? Okay,
so, I mean, going off what you just said, I think a reason you could love those movies so much is because it reminds you of those good times, and that's the beauty in it. You love the movie because it reminds you of those happy times that you had, and that's good. It reminds you of people you love, and that's the good part about it. And going on to, you said remakes?
Yeah, Pixel wanted to know about your take on remakes.
Remakes. So can you give me like an example, like outside of the Predator one? Because like I said, I really don't know that one, so it works.
Like they remade Friday the 13th. They remade the Freddy Krueger. They had somebody else play Freddy Krueger. I think that's what Pixel means by those.
Right. So those I feel weren't done. I can't give a professional opinion because I'm not versed on Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm not super into it. I think I've seen the one that takes place in space, Jason X. I've seen I've seen 2009. I've seen all the fan films, like the Never Hike Alone fan series. So good. I've never seen that. It's really good, and I think you should give it a watch. It was made by fans of the franchise, and it's so good. It's honestly, it's better than the Jason X in my head. The Jason X is kind of crazy. But as long as it's done in good taste, if it's not good, it's okay. If it's done to push an agenda, like I think Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022 was done, I have a very it gave me a bad feeling watching that movie. They had so much potential, and the storyline was actually good. And then they just kind of had this weird side story. I'm not going to touch on like exactly this because it's a really sensitive topic, but they had this weird sensitive topic stuck in there like as like a side story, and it felt like a gross kind of agenda pushing thing. And I just that movie did not really feel right to me. But if they do it tastefully, where they're doing it for the love of the franchise, it's good. I even if it's not good, I will feel the love through the screen and like the love that was put into it. I'll see it and I'll be like, listen, I know what they were trying, and I'm not going to be upset about it because they're doing it for the love of the franchise. That's all that matters. Because
me and Pixel have been really good friends, and Pixel knows what I'm about to say. Pixel, my take on this is, if it adds more to the story, then I like a sequel. A remake, the actual Friday the 13th remake was fantastic, Sean. I really did enjoy it. And I like remakes when they add something new. If it's just them rehashing something that I've already seen, that's when I don't like it. But like, they kind of rehashed Nightmare on Elm Street, and they brought nothing new to it. So I did not like the remake. So that's my take. If it brings something new to the franchise and something new to the character that we love and know, then I'm all for it. If it's just them rehashing, I'm like, well, then what's the point of making? We've already seen it. You know?
Right. That's why people don't like Scream 2022, because they believe it was kind of a remake of the first movie. And in my eyes, they did something different, and they did it in a same location, Woodsboro. And I think they tried their best to make it as unique as possible. They were in a tough spot. They had to kind of restart because they don't have any characters to really work with except the OG characters. And I think they gave it their best shot, and that's where I felt the love in that movie. And I have that bias of seeing it on the big screen for the first time. So that's why I love it. But I totally understand people when they say, it didn't feel like an original movie, which is why I think the same people, Radio Silence, went and made Scream 6. They said, all right, fuck it. Let's go to New York City. Let's switch it up. And I'm glad.
I mean, they did that in Jason too. The 8th one, it's Friday the 13th Part 8. Jason Takes Manhattan. They left Crystal. They left Crystal Lake, the campground, and because the director was like, "Oh God, we've already seen 7 films of him at Crystal Lake. Can I do something different?" And they literally said, "As long as you started at Crystal Lake, then you can end it in New York City." And that's what he did. He said, "Anywhere." He goes, "I'm just sick and tired of seeing Camp Crystal Lake. Like, yeah, that's been done."
I'm pretty sure they had that movie playing at the beginning of Scream 6 on Jason Carvey's TV screen.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I think it was Jason getting some girl in her apartment building. It was they did a lot of cool little cameos in that scene. But yeah, I need to watch that because I've heard good things.
You need to watch the Friday the 13th series, Sean. If you like Ghostface, you'll love Jason. Because that's my next question. What are your 3 top boogeyman? I'll go first. I would say Michael Myers is first. Okay. Then Jason, and then Ghostface. Those are my 3 faves. Freddy, he's all right. He's okay, but those are my 3 faves.
So mine are a little different. Obviously, one, it's got to be my boy Ghostface. I mean, he's done it,
of course,
forever. Does it have to be slashers or can it be horror?
It can be any boogeyman characters that you want.
I'm gonna have to hit at least 5 because these are all so close to each other.
Okay, go ahead.
I can't pick. So it'd have to be Ghostface, the lipstick face demon. Well, I'll pair all the Insidious demons together. All the Insidious demons, I love them all. I think they're all super scary, and I'll put them all in one category.
Okay.
So the Insidious demons. Then I'll go Babyface. I really love the Happy Death Day franchise. If you can't tell,
yeah, I haven't seen I've seen the first one. The first one was great. I haven't seen. Is the second one good?
A lot of people talk bad about it, and I think it's the stronger one of the franchise. I think it's the better.
I'll have to check it out.
It's very emotionally driven. That's why I like it.
All right.
The newly welcome member to my favorites list is Heart Eyes. Have you seen that movie?
No, but my friend Visions and Pixel told me about it, and I want to see it. I watched the trailer because sometimes my fans will be like, "Hey, John, watch this and react it when I'm doing my live stream on my vlog channel," and I'll sit and I'll watch and go, "That's great. I'm not really into that. That's crap. That's good." And that was one of them where I was like, "Oh man, I can't wait to watch this."
Are you into rom-coms? Is that like?
I'm older, so I don't know what that is. Explain what
romantic comedy, like a falling in love story.
Not really.
That's what that is. So it's a rom-com slasher. So if you like rom-coms, I love rom-coms. I'm like, that's my guilty pleasure. For the ladies, we got to watch them. So listen. I love good rom-com, man, and they nailed it. It fits the rom-com vibe. It's not what it feels like in the trailer. It's not as badass as you think it is. There are some badass scenes, but it's a rom-com. Like that's what you got to take it as. It's so much fun.
I like all different types of horror movies, and like my thing is, I'll watch it. Like you don't know until you try. Like and I'm so far behind on my movie watches. Like sometimes, like my friends are like, "You've never seen Army of Darkness? You've never seen this? You've never seen that?" I've never seen any of the Godfather movies. I'm sorry, I've seen a bit of number 1. But
yeah, I'm with you there. I'm so behind. I have so many movies to catch up on. People gasp and they're like, "You haven't seen." What is it, like Little Shop of Horrors or something like that? It was that.
But I finally sat down and watched like 3 really good ones. Like my friend Vision was like, watch Scanners, watch Chopping Mall, and watch Army of Darkness. And I have them all in my collection, and they're great. All 3 of those are fantastic.
I'm sure I'm missing out on some good stuff.
You're missing out, man.
And then moving on, I love Sweet 16 Killer from Totally Killer. Totally Killer is top movie of mine. Freaking love that movie so much.
Awesome.
Michael Myers is like an obvious pick. He's a legend. I don't want to miss one. I feel like I'm missing one, and I don't want to. But if I remember, I'll throw it out there. But yeah, for now, that's my picks.
Those are good picks. I've seen a couple of the Insidious ones, and I need to get watch them all because they are good. They are good. So I want to give you a chance. Let's talk about this secret project. I really want to talk about this. So I've got a couple of questions. First of all, what can you tell us about it? Let's leave with that.
Okay, so right now this is the beginning of a journey here, and the beginning starts with Scream Generations. This is a fan film. Me and I don't want you to take fan film lightly here. We are a dedicated crew. We are putting a lot of time. Like we've put months in this, over a year actually.
That's awesome.
We've been planning this out for over a year. We have a crew with Mark Murtha, who is known for 78 Slasher. He's been in numerous TV shows like Stranger Things, Walking Dead. He's dedicated in the film business. We have a Nick Studer, who's a student in a film school right now. He's one of the hardest workers I know. He freaking works his ass off.
Nice.
I'm working my ass off to get this done. We're shooting this summer. It takes place during the events of Scream 7 in the same location, Pine Grove, Indiana. That's where Scream 7 is taking place. It is going to be a side story off of the main story. So I'll give you right now, this is just going to be a fast-paced, high-action, 15-minute short story about a group of teens in Pine Grove, Indiana. Basically,
that's awesome.
A film of survival, of an attempt at survival, and Ghostface being their typical self. And we're basically giving it a shot at predicting how Scream 7 is going to feel. And that's a big risk. Okay. We could completely nail it, or we could be way off, right?
Because my next question was, is your guys is like a standalone fan film, or is it connected to the Scream franchise?
Connected directly to Scream 7.
That's awesome. It's awesome.
It's something that really hasn't been done before. People have directly referenced movies. They haven't built off of, well, maybe the originals. I've watched a ton of fan films. I've only seen people kind of put their story within the universe. I haven't seen one that's directly alongside a movie taking place at the same time, like anybody doing with Scream 5, 6, 7, at least at a professional value, rather than like, I have complete respect for anybody who even tries to do a fan film, because that's putting yourself out there. If it's filmed on a phone, it's filmed on a phone. But like,
I mean, my background is film school. Me and my friends shot fan films, short films, all that stuff. I mean, I love that idea. I think that's fantastic.
So Pixel Protocol just asked, are you going to be unmasked as a main character background guy? So what is guaranteed right now is that I'm in it.
Nice.
But this is what I'm going to tell you. This is just the start of something. This is going to be the last fan film that is produced by me or Mark.
Okay.
When we do, the rest is going to be originals from there on out. So just keep an eye out for that. But right now, Scream Generations, we're filming this July. We're planning to release it late August. We're going to try to get a quick turnaround time because we're heading towards those originals that are much higher scale in production and cost and story wise. It's a lot of fun. It's going to be a great, like, our goal is to have the most rewatchable fan film on YouTube.
I think that's fantastic.
My favorite one right now is Scream Live. I think they killed it. It's such a fun one to watch. I watch it a lot for inspiration.
Okay.
Just some of the shots they have, it's really unique. Like, because I've seen Scream Legacy, which is really awesome that they were able to put together an hour-long fan film, which I think's really hard to do. They made a full-length film out of a fan film for Scream. I have a lot of respect for that. The Scream Live series, that's a whole nother level with production. Like, they are up there. It was really cool, really well shot. I recommend you watch that. We want to be up with that. We want to be.
That's awesome.
We want people to see it and be like, oh,
I like awesome. That. I'm much older than you, so whenever we did it, I literally grabbed my friend Randy, grabbed a camera, got some people out of my film school class. Like, you guys got a whole production, like lighting, makeup, the whole 9 yards. Because I remember you told me a tiny bit off camera when we were talking this afternoon. I was like, that's fantastic. I'm gonna make up some questions for your for your fan film. I like Pixel idea. I've always wanted to be killed on camera. He said you should put Fears in there doing a Zoom call and then he gets slaughtered. I would love to, Pixel. I would love to.
Listen,
I've always wanted to get killed on camera. Always.
For an original project, I can see that. Right now, we have the script is fully written and we're casting now. We're in the casting process. So obviously we can't change up the Scream one, but
I understand.
Listen, I'm not counting you out of our originals. We've done a lot of work. The scripts are fully written for those, and they're
kill me on camera, baby. Kill me on camera.
Hey, it might happen, man. We film in Ohio. That's the thing. That's the edge here. Like, we film in Ohio, so I'm Florida based.
I'm Florida based too.
Yeah, we film up in Ohio, so that's the thing. Like, we're trying to really push the Ohio.
See that I like that too. You're not willing to just we'll just shoot it in Florida. Like, you're willing to, like, it's like an actual shoot. Like, you're gonna go like on location scouting and all that. I think that's fantastic.
Our people, they're amazing. We've raised $1,000 for it. Just this fan film. This is
that's amazing.
Film. That's more than enough than we'll need. They've done above and beyond for what we need. So now all we need is people to watch. We've got as much funds as we'll ever need. We did change up the story, so we had an original story that we were going to shoot it back in February.
Okay,
we could make this better, so we delayed it, and obviously it's going to be a lot more expensive to do this one. So the help we got, we're very grateful for, but it's going to be coming out of my pocket.
Sean, you're hitting all my questions. Literally, my next question was about locations, like where are you going to shoot it. So you already covered that. So my next one before you cover it is are you going to use some of your original like costumes that you wear? Because he wears, you make all your costumes and you wear them on your TikTok. Are you going to wear some of your original, or is you or someone or anyone going to wear any of your costumes that you've made from your TikTok channel in this film?
So forgive me, it's getting a little dark in here. it wasn't like this when we started. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, it's all right.
I think the sun's going down. So I don't make my robes. There's a very talented robe maker. I'm gonna push.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you did make them. I apologize.
He's from Finland. His name's Ari. I want to say his name right. I'm not gonna. His name's, it's like Ari Pekula, something along those lines.
Okay.
Ghost Collector Fin on Instagram. He makes the robes. So right now we don't have we're not releasing exactly what our robe's gonna look like. His pattern is heavily inspiring the pattern in ours. We have to make a unique pattern, of course, because 7, I believe, is going to use a unique robe. It's going to be similar to the 5 robe, I believe, but our robes are going to be made around May or June. So we have that time. We have that time.
Awesome.
So he's
because I love your robe from your TikTok. Isn't yours inspired by number 6?
So these are screen accurate robes. These, as you see on screen, that's what these look like. He puts so much time into it, and I break it down. I look at it. There's not a thing that I would change that would make this any more accurate.
Good.
It's bizarre. Right now I have you can't see it because it's too dark, but I messed up the Velcro when I was putting it on the mannequin. That's just my fault.
It's all right.
It's this mannequin. It is the same mannequin they use in Scream 6 for all those.
That's awesome.
Costumes. It's the same exact one, just not weathered.
And I'm going to tell all my fans, guys, this was a request. I said, Sean, if you could debut your costume, I said, the fans have got to see this because your costumes are amazing. Whenever you do your lives and your videos, and we're going to touch on that in a couple of minutes because I wanted to ask you about your fan film. They're fantastic, my friend. I mean, super detailed.
I try to find the best costume makers. I'm not the best costume maker, so for me, reshaping masks, that's about as far as I go. I reshape the masks and I rehaul them to make them similar to the film. You can never get them perfect, just like you can't get the Halloween 1 mask perfect. You can't get a mask shape perfect. You can get it damn close, and that's what I try my best to do. Yeah, with the white masks, like that one, I rehauled that myself. I've done all I could to make it as accurate to the film as possible. Right now, my camera is inverted. I don't know why it did that, but it looks a lot better when it's not inverted, in my opinion. It's going good so far. I've been enjoying the conversation so far, so you're fine, buddy. Yeah, it's camera, just whatever, things happen. But yeah, I mean, I just try to find the best I can. Like the Heart Eyes mask. This is the promo mask they used for the films. They used this on the red carpet for it. They used it in for content creation. Mm-hmm. I reached out to the promo mask maker and he made it. And he did a hell of a job. It looks fantastic. This mask is by I Want to Be in the Sequel on Instagram. You can't see it too well, but you can see it. I can still see it good. But yeah, you can see it good. Just to hit on some of the details, he nails it. The H. Billy mask is hard. It's very difficult. There's people like the Meat Grinder Official, I Want to Be in the Sequel. Those two. There's Fearsome Faces. They do a really good job replicating these masks, and it's really impressive because I did one and I did a decent job, but these guys are a whole nother level. So my next question for your fan film: Did you and your partners do more casting out of Florida, or are you going to cast some people Ohio based, or how is that going to work? Right. So we're looking straight out of Ohio because once again, this is a fan film. It's not a fully produced film. So these actors are doing this for more experience than anything. They're fed. They're obviously fed and taken care of there. It's just not a paid role. So out of Ohio, actors looking to get work and it's kind of a networking thing. We know a lot of people that are very interested and really love the idea. And they're really talented, and I'm really excited to work with them. We have a general idea of we've tossed around ideas of who we're casting for what, but we do have some roles that are just completely open. It's in the Ohio area. Okay. We will put out a casting call when the time comes. I believe that'll be within next week. It's right now casting's open. We haven't casted. We've casted officially 2 people. Okay. All righty. So my last fan question is can you? I know the script. I know the script's pretty tight, but
can you give me and my fans just a tease about any of the kills, or you can't?
Ghostface is. Listen, I've heard hype in Scream 7 about how brutal Ghostface is.
Okay.
I think
so he's gonna be even more brutal from 6 to 7. Okay.
I think our Ghostface will rival the Ghostface in 7 with the brutality. I think it's
That's good.
It's gonna be impressive. We're trying our best because we were told that this Ghostface is going to be the most brutal, the Scream 7 Ghostface. So
wow.
We said say less. We're trying. We're gonna try to live up. We're gonna try our best to live up to that expectation. And I hope that's our goal, is to even get close to how he looks and how he acts and how he is on screen. And that would be a great honor for people to see that.
Before we continue, do you want to take a second to turn on the light, or do you just want to leave it how it is? It's up to you.
Here, let me do this so I can stand up and turn around. Yeah. I can. I'm on them.
No worries. You know,
that was smart.
Because I want people to see the costume, because you guys did such a great job on it.
Okay. This should be good. Hopefully it's
not a problem. It's not a problem.
That's a little bit of a flashbang. Is that too bright?
No, that's perfect. You're good. You're good, man. Perfect. I know things happen, so I told Sean before the interview, I'm the most casual going guy. I know things happen, so I'm like, just take a second, bam, we'll turn it on, we'll continue on. So my next question is I told you guys my background is film. Before you even started on your TikTok, do you have any film background? Like, I went to film school. Did you have any film, or how did you get into making content?
I learned as I went. I don't have any film experience.
Okay.
But, my biggest inspiration for upgrading my content style was Americans, and I'm glad to be able to call them my friends.
I have seen them. They're fantastic.
Yeah, and it couldn't be run by a nicer guy. He's honestly super down to earth and super nice.
I follow their TikTok. I follow your TikTok. I follow their YouTube channel. They're groundbreaking because they do scary stuff and then they do funny stuff, and I like the blend. They're fantastic.
Yeah, it's insane. It was cool to start out. I was a fan of theirs, and I would watch your videos, and I was content with that. And I was able to, meet them and talk to them, and it's really nice to be able to have the people that inspired me to make better content as somebody I can call a friend now. It's really nice, and they've helped me out more than I could imagine. Even now, with right now, obviously you see this lighting's terrible, but I'm just saying I'm not in control for the production on set. Mm-hmm. I'm not experienced that. We have people that are professionals that are doing that. I wrote the script. I am I'm planning this whole shoot.
Yeah.
Once we get on set, it is Mark and Nick directing, and we have a professional lighting crew. We're gonna have a professional camera crew. Mm-hmm. That's taken care of. I don't want people to think I'm running this stuff. I'm a novice. I'll be learning on set a lot. I'll be learning a lot on set.
By the way, Sean, I think your lighting in your room is fine. Totally fine.
Now, to me, from when I'm looking at my screen, it looks like I'm deep frying you guys. I hope.
No, you're fine. It looks fine. Looks absolutely fine.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So this is it'll be really entertaining. I hope you guys are going to enjoy it. I know
the reason whenever I interview a content creator, I always like to know their background. Like my background, I thought about going to Hollywood, and I was just like, you know what? I got to find my own path. And literally, I don't know if it was fate, destiny, what. I came home from work, I turned on the TV, and I saw a commercial for my film school, and I was like, I think that's the ticket.
Yeah.
And me and my dad checked out the website, and then we drove down and had a look, and my dad's like, are you committed to 4 years of this? And I was like, oh yeah. And some of my fondest memories were making short films. Some of my best work I made in film school. I mean, I've made other good stuff past film school, but yeah. Which leads me into my next question. If you could pick, I'll let you go first since you're my guest, and I'll pick 3 of my favorite. Have you made, besides this one that you guys are about to make, what's 3 of your best short films, content that you can pick that you like, that you're like, this is me, this is what I'm about, these 3 projects I'm really proud of?
So that question is loaded because I'm smiling right now because it's my future projects that we haven't made. It's the ones that we've written. They're full feature lengths.
Okay, so it's the stuff to come.
That is me. That is purely me. These films, me and Mark put so much work into these scripts, months and months of writing to get these right, and we've sent them to numerous people to read and look over, like professional, the script writers, screenwriters, and they've loved them, and we love them, and it's so us. And I cannot wait. Scream Generations is a passion project strictly for the Scream franchise. I love the franchise, and I've always wanted to make a fan film. Not looking past that, but these original projects coming up, there's so many things in the works right now for these. I can tell you, I'll give you a little scoop. It is, one of them is a slasher, but it's one like you've never seen before. You'll never find you won't find a project that can compare to it.
Okay, cool.
It's so unique, and that's what makes me so excited, and it's going to be so fun. I think
so could you tell me 3, not of your ones to come, like content that you've made in the past that solidifies you as a content creator, like the 3 of your favorite?
So, like, I'm very hard on myself. I don't have anything I love right now. I think I will love situations. I don't have anything I'm in love with yet.
Okay.
I love how I've made so many friends, and I've, met so many cool people. That's really, I've met some of my best friends through social media, and I've met people that push me to the next level. Like the guy who made my robes, a random guy in Finland. I would have never met this guy if it wasn't for social media. Random dude in Finland. He
did a good job.
He's such a good guy, and he's the best at people, because he's retired now with robe making. He doesn't make robes anymore. People want, it's like this is very, I don't know how else to compare him. He's like the Picasso of Ghostface robes, because you can't get what he makes anymore. People want.
I've seen your robes on your TikTok, Sean, and that Finland guy gets all the credit in the world. I mean, the detail, and I'm not kidding to my fans. I'm not kidding to whoever watches this. They're freaking on point, like ridiculous detail. It's insane.
I have a YouTube video showcasing this costume itself. So I do a close up on the whole robe. I just resparkled it. I don't know if you guys can see any sparkles because it's not moving. But
I'm so far away from the camera, so I can't see. I'll take your word for it, though.
Yeah. So in the video, it wasn't sparkled. Right now, you have to hit it with the sparkle spray. You kind of like stand way above it and like spray it, and it like falls down onto it. That's how they do it, I believe, in the films, and that's how
cool
to sparkle these robes. So in that video, you won't see the sparkles, but you can see the details that he puts into the robe, and it's really cool.
I have 3 projects that solidify me.
What would that be?
When I was a kid, I had a project, and it started off as a kid, and then I've just added layers. I sent you a link to it, the Fearsman cartoon.
Oh yeah,
that was part 5, because that's the first time he battles like an evil villain. But my friend Randy is so talented. He's far more talented than me, in my opinion, when it comes to animation. And so Randy's in the chat. Randy, I can't thank you enough for all your work on the animations. But it just started off as a project. My teacher came in and said, "You're going to be graded on your creativity. I want you to make a backstory, a character name, a costume, the whole 9 yards." And I was like in 1st or 2nd grade, something like that. I made it, and then I just kept at it. Like I would close it, and I would bring it out, and every couple of years, like I was in 8th grade, I added a little bit more to the character. Then in high school, I made like a little tiny project of Fearsman. Then in college, I brought him to life. Like we did a news report, and they were like, "Hey, Fears, like you haven't done much on this news report." And I said, "Can I play a character that I made like when I was in grade school?" And they're like, "Yeah, go for it." And so we did kind of like a Tonight Show type of thing in film school, and the guy that was the host interviewed me as Fearsman. So that would be number 1, because it has so much, like he's very close to my heart, and fans of mine have actually made Fearsman art. They love him. They can't wait to see what crazy, wacky adventures he goes on next. So I would say that's number 1. Number 2, before I moved, I'm originally from Missouri. I guess it was because it was around Halloween, and I was watching a whole bunch of horror movies. I had a dream, and in this dream, I played a ghost, but I didn't know I was a ghost. I was a guy in a black and white suit, and he was visiting his wife. And he gets there, and then he's all sad. He puts down some flowers. He's about to leave, and all of a sudden he sees his wife, and he goes, "Well, wait a minute. like, I'm visiting her. So what's going on? And come to find out, she's visiting him, and I'm the ghost, and he thinks she's a ghost, and so she leaves. And as I'm trying to like, I'm tapping her on the shoulder like, hey, like sweetheart, and she just totally ignores me, and she walks out of the graveyard. And then when I try to exit the graveyard, like kind of like I never really explain it in the short film. I'll have to tag it to you at the end of this interview. Like a force field comes up, and I can't leave the graveyard because ghosts have unfinished business. And I called it the Lonely Ghost. So that's number 2. And then
that's a crazy dream to have, man. That's a trip.
I think it was because I was watching so many horror movies, and I remember I vividly woke up, and I was like, where the hell did that dream come from? I'm like, I'm glad, because that's a cool idea. I said, I'm going to call my friend Ethereal, which she played the wife in the short film, and I'm going to ask her, hey, would you do it? And I quickly ran over to my desk. I grabbed a pencil. I wrote down, at that time, I just wrote like, Ghost in Graveyard, because I didn't want to forget about the, I didn't want to forget the idea. And then slowly I came up with the title, The Lonely Ghost. Like, well, he's lonely. He's got unfinished business. He's trying to go visit his wife. He wants his wife and all that stuff. So, yeah. So that one, the fans really love that one. And then the other one, it's just a funny, it's a funny parody that me and my friend CAGAN did. We did, have you ever seen RoboCop 2?
I have not.
Whenever you get a chance, watch it. Throughout the film, because I'm older, I love a lot of 80s, 70s, 90s, and I do like new movies. They put these cheesy commercials in throughout the film, and one of them is called Magnavolt. And basically, this guy walks up, and he's trying to break in this car, and he gets in, and as he sits in the seat, these metal rods come out of the seat and go around him and electrify him. And then all of a sudden, this cheesy business suit guy walks up and says, Magnavolt, the ultimate solution in auto security. No more troubling alarm noise. No need to bother police. And he opens up the car door, and the guy's hair's on fire. He's smoking. The dead body falls out. He gets in, and he goes, and it won't even run down your battery. And then he drives off. And I called my friend CAGAN and said, do you think we could recreate that? And he said, John, I would love to do that project. And we just filmed it like in the afternoon, and we found it takes place in the commercial. It takes place in a parking lot, like one of those like gray concrete ones. We found one in Missouri, and we just shot it. And it took about 4 or 5 hours to shoot it.
That's awesome.
So I would say those 3 are. I'll tag you all 3 of those at the end of this interview, so you can watch them tonight. So what did you think of Fearsman?
Okay, so obviously I was going out of the house when I popped it up and I watched it, and it reminded me a lot of, this might be a little bit too late. I don't know if you got to see these, but it was like something, it was like Moby, Tim and Moby, or something like that. It was this robot and this guy, and they would show it to us in school, and it would teach us about certain things in science. It reminded me a lot of that, the way it was animated.
I kind of remember what you're talking about. I just don't know if I've seen it. I think I know where you're going. Yeah,
it reminded me a lot of that. That's what I got big time from it, and I was like, I love this vibe a lot.
When me and Randall made it, I said, Randall, you're 100% right. He says, I do a lot of parodies, the Thrilling 3. That's my favorite. Randall actually got me going, because Randall said, hey, John, I just made this short film, and I went to film school with Randall. Randall's one of my best friends. I watched the Thrilling 3, and it's basically about the 3 most boring superheroes. You got Mr. Mental, which is he's really smart. Then you got Boring Master, which he can withstand any amount of boredom. And then semi-psychic guy, where he's psychic 50% of the time. And I loved it. I said, Randall, after graduation, we've got to do something. And then me and Randall lost touch for a couple years. He found me on Facebook and said, John, remember Fearsman in college? I said, oh, yeah. I said, I'm still writing down stuff, Randall. I said, I pull him out of the woodwork every once in a while. I'll get an idea. I'll add it to the little Bible that I call Fearsman, and then I put it back on the shelf. And he said, well, he goes, I want you to voice a cartoon character in mine. So that's how me and Randall kind of welded our friendship back. I started voicing characters. He's got a cartoon called Cameo where he's half fighting crime, but he's also trying to make it in Hollywood, and he does cameos in movies. And he's got a sidekick called Cody. And I was like, Randall, I would love to voice Cody. So we started doing that. And then one day Randall was like, John, you're such a good voice actor. We need to do like your own superhero. I said, oh, Randall, it's funny that you say that. Bam, I pulled out Fearsman. Randall loved it. He said, we got to put this on the screen, Fears. I said, well, let's get it on YouTube first, Randall. We did. The fans love it. And me and Randall are actually, we've done 5 episodes. We're in process of writing the 6th one right now.
That's awesome. I love that, man. I love to hear how passionate you are about it.
Yeah.
I'd love to talk about that. Like my stuff like that. I can't even say anything. It's killing me. But
I know. Like I asked. I'm telling you, he's not kidding, guys. Like before, like when we were talking, I called you and I was like, "What can you say?" He goes, "Well, I'm gonna have to figure out what I can say and what I can't say." I said, "I'll come up with some questions and ask about your fan film," because I was actually genuinely curious. So, all right. So my next question is if you had to pick 3 of your favorite robes out of the whole franchise, because they're different. I've got my favorites. Everyone does. What would you pick out of all 6 films so far? What are your 3 top? If you don't have 3, you can pick 2. Whatever you'd like. Your 3 top favorite robes out of the films.
So I think, in my opinion, there's so many different opinions, and I accept. Like I'm gonna preface this by saying I accept anybody's opinion. I think Ghostface always looked amazing. 5 and 6, I think, in my opinion, it's the cleanest Ghostface. I love the slick. I love how like he looks so aesthetically pleasing in 5 and 6, and in 3 as well. 3, his mask is nice and shaped. Like it just looks cleaner. And in 1 and 2, with the Gen 1s and Gen 2s, they use those masks. Their molds were weird, so they're like there's dimples in them, and they're kind of messed up. And there's that itself. It's very special, and I love that. But I love how clean Scream 5 and 6 looks. It just looks so clean, and that's why I love it. I like the very subtle sparkles on these robes rather than it kind of like knocking, like yelling in your face, like all those sparkles. I love how like you can't really tell unless the light hits it the right way. That's my personal. I love how clean it looks.
My personal, I would say 6 first and then number 1. Because 6, I love that dirty look on. I mean, I like the white one, but I like whenever you see the messed up one, I was like, oh shit, I've never seen that look. And I'm like, that makes him a little bit more darker. You know, he's a little bit more edgier. And then whenever he's chasing Gail through her apartment, like the robe is a lot more ripped up at the bottom. Because whenever he tries to slash her with the knife, you see all these little tassels fly everywhere. So it would definitely be number 6 first, and then number 1.
Yeah. So for the 6 robe, I can tell you how 6 is different from. So 6, it has. This is my opinion on it, and this is what a lot of people's theories are.
Okay.
Scream 6 robes, the hero robe in Scream 6, the triangles on the bottom. You see those triangles. It's very like neat. On the wrist, triangles as well. But on the subway scene and in Jason Carvey's scene at the beginning where he's Ghostface, it's shredded. And it's shredded.
It's super shredded. Yeah.
That is the Scream 5 robe. So that's their mass-produced robe in that universe. It is the Scream 5 robe. It's with the shreds. And the ones that the hero robe in 6, people are theorizing that Richie made those robes for his collection. And he was using those for his short films. Okay. So that's why they're different. And that's why the Ghostface at the beginning does not have the triangular robe. That's why it's shredded. And that's why when they were using
I didn't notice that until now, Sean. As soon as you explained, I'm like, why didn't I see that when I first watched it? It makes sense now. It makes a lot of sense.
Right. You see the people on the subway train, the guy who's dressed as Ghostface who's all drunk, but it's the guy, it's the actual guy who plays Ghostface. They just put him, they thought it would be funny to throw him in for a scene as a drunk Ghostface. It's the hero robe, hero mask, and the
Which, by the way, that's one of the greatest scenes out of number 6 because you have the hero Ghostface killer. Then you've got a bunch of like just normal people. Like there's one guy in a brown, like kind of like Indiana Jones jacket, just wearing a Ghostface mask. Right. Then way in the background, some guy's wearing the Freddy I think the Freddy hat or whatever, or it's a
There
girl
were
or
so
something.
many. There was a Michael Myers. There was
Yeah.
Babadook. There was so
takes
much.
that scene. It's around Halloween time, or it is Halloween, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, this is great. And she's all looking like, well, is that the person that's going to try to kill me? Is it this person? Is it that person? Fuck, it could be anyone.
It must be terrifying, and they put so much thought into it.
Yeah,
that
that's one of my favorite scenes.
They had the citizens wearing the mass-produced robe, the shredded sleeve with the shredded bottom, and it's super cool how they put that attention to detail in there. And that's why I think they're going to use the Scream 5 robes in Scream 7. That's
See, I didn't know that I thought every single film they made a new version of the robe. That's what I thought.
Technically, Scream 2 and 3 had the same robe.
Okay.
The same robe pattern. Mm-hmm. And Scream 5 and 6 both had the Scream 5 robe. Well, this is the Scream 6 robe. They both had the Scream 5 robe with the shredded tassels.
Okay.
So that makes me believe it's the mass-produced robe. That's what it comes off as. And I just don't understand why Richie wouldn't have been using the triangular one in 5. But I don't know. That's why it's a not confirmed theory. We don't really know but that's just a popular theory, is that Richie made those robes and
nice
out of his collection.
All right, time for an unscripted question. I always give the person that I'm interviewing an opportunity to ask the audience a question or me a question, so it's an unscripted time. Go for it, Sean. Ask me whatever you want.
All right. So I was reading these comments as we were going, and I saw a Quentin Tarantino reference talking about he didn't go to film school, he went to films. What do you think? Do you think the better route would be going to film school, or would you recommend, hey, if you can do it, just go make films and learn that way? Because you went to film school. I'm not planning on it. That's not. I'm like 100% certain I'm not going. But for somebody that's contemplating it, do you think that they should go to film school or just try to go the indie route?
I think the best way to learn something is just to do it. Like if I never would have saw that commercial for film school, I probably never would have went to film school, because I was making films and vlogging and all that stuff way before I even thought about film school. So my thought of that is the best way to learn is to just get your hands dirty, get in there, try it. If it doesn't work out, at least you said, well, at least I tried. What I don't like about like today's youth, because I'm 41, is sometimes they're afraid to do it. I'm like, just try, just make content. I had this discussion with Randy. I was like, Randy, and he goes, oh man, he goes, I need to make more content. I was like, Randy, just get out there, content. So my thing is, to answer your question, is if it works, everyone's got to find their own path. If it works and it works for you, get your hands dirty, get in there, do it. I would suggest film school, because I had a really good time at film school. I learned a lot. Now, not all of it was fun. I've told my YouTube fans there was a lot of egos at my school. A lot of people stole my stuff. I'll give you an example. We're on set. We're shooting a short film. I had it all in my head, and they said, well, you should write it down, Fears. I said, I know exactly what shots I want. I had it perfectly mapped out. I wrote some stuff down, and someone took my idea. The very next day, he started shooting, and I was like, you just stole my idea, man. And so I had to get the teacher involved, and they said, oh yeah, you can't take Fears' idea.
I'm glad they stood up for you there. That would have been awful.
Yeah, and so then the guy was like, well, I overheard, and Fears was taking too long. And I was like, yeah, do you know the reason why I was taking too long is because I wanted my short film to be perfect, because I had a idea in my mind, and you're not stealing my shit. You go off and you make your own shit,
Yeah. And Cameo Man makes a good point. You want to go to film school, make connections and network. I'm lucky, whereas my work, well, the work I put into social media has networked for me. I've made so many friends that, like Mark,
I have too.
Yeah, like Mark, for example, he's taught me so much. Nick, same thing. Nick and Mark both went to film school. I have both of those people that I can bounce off of that have taught me so much about it, and it's.
I 100% agree, and that's the way I would answer your question, Sean. Is network, get your hands dirty, get out there. If you want to go the film school route, great. That's awesome. I'm not knocking film school. I love film school. I met my best friend Randall there. Randall, I don't even consider a friend anymore. Randall's more like a brother. Like, I have two best friends. I've got my friend Eric, that's like a brother in Missouri, and I met him first, and then Randall's like a brother. So the best way to answer your question is get out there, try it. If it doesn't work, you're like, oh, well, at least I tried. Try something else. If you want to go to film school, do it. Get your hands dirty. Content, like you were saying, I've networked so many. The reason why I've interviewed so many celebrities at convention stuff, it's network. I'm like, if I do this, maybe it'll lead to this opportunity. If I do this, that's why I reached out to you. I was like, you know what? I like Sean's Ghostface content. It'd be great to have a conversation with them. That's another networking. And the best promotion is self-promotion. You got to throw yourself out there. That would be the best way to answer that question.
Yeah, and nothing's ever out of the realm of possibilities. Like, who's to say next year you won't be getting, killed by somebody, like in a film. Well,
the fans, literally, I've told the fans there's 3 people that I would want to be killed by on camera: Ghostface, Michael Myers, and then Snake Plissken. Have you ever seen Escape from New York?
No, I have not.
You're missing out, Sean. That's a good one. Yeah, before this interview, I'll give you some. Since I'm older, grab a piece of paper, write them down. You've got to see these films.
You got to just DM it to me.
I will.
Around me to write.
Yeah, I'll DM you tonight before I go to sleep, and I'll send you the trailers to some suggest. Escape from New York is without a doubt my favorite. It's got horror elements. I would say it's half horror, half sci-fi, half dystopian. Society where everything's gone to shit and they're trying to get better, but there's no way of coming back. I'm like, it's like the shit of the shit. Plus, it's really cool. They filmed it. 90% of it is filmed in my hometown of St. Louis.
I'm pretty sure Radio Silence, the people that made Scream 5 and 6, are remaking that movie.
Escape from New York?
Yeah, I believe they were shooting that.
That's another one. Like, if they add something new to it, I'd be all for it. But if they ruin the original film, because Kurt Russell is one of my favorite actors.
Yeah,
his performance is amazing. There's not one scene out of that movie that I don't like. Every single shot is perfect. Same thing with Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters is my favorite film of all time, but the Escape from New York is my favorite sci-fi horror one. You don't need to remake that, but like I've told Pixel and my friend Visions, I would love to get killed by Snake Plissken. I would love a sequel to it. Like the first one, he escapes from a prison in New York. The second one, he escapes from a prison in LA. The next one, I was like, they should go to space. Like he escapes a prison from Mars or some shit,
Yeah, I mean, I don't get the context of that, but that sounds interesting. And I know Radio Silence.
It basically takes place in a not too distant dystopian future where they've took the island of Manhattan and they put a wall all the way around it. Like, crime is just insane. Like, crime spewing.
Ooh,
crime is spewing everywhere. No matter what the police do, they can't control it. So they said, we've got an idea. We're going to close down New York City, Manhattan, put a wall around it, put all the bad eggs into one basket, and they're gonna have to fend for themselves, and they never get out. They're like, you can stay in there, you can do whatever you want, you'll rot, you'll die in that prison, and their thing is, it's way in the future. Once they go in, you don't come out. And Snake Plissken is like this ex-military guy. He has no redeeming qualities. He's always pissed off. He hates the world. He's like, just leave me alone. And basically, they recruit him for a mission. The president's plane gets shot down, and the president's plane falls into the prison, and they have to recruit Snake Plissken because he's like ex-military to rescue the president. So I think he would really enjoy it.
Yeah, somebody just said Carpenter tried to make Escape from Mars. Kurt Russell didn't like the script, so they changed the character's name and cast Ice Cube. It was a huge flop.
Yeah, it's called Ghost of Mars, and it's Snake Plissken-ish, but I mean, he's no Kurt Russell, you know.
Right. Yeah, I can see that. Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely I'll note that. That's noted.
And I'll definitely link those trailers. Like, watch them if you like them. You got to get them because they're really good. All right. So next question. I wanted to focus these next few questions on your actual TikTok. Did you create your TikTok first and then you made your YouTube channel? Because I assume your YouTube channel is Scream Premium, like your TikTok.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I have put no effort into my YouTube channel. Like,
okay.
I made like 2 or 3 videos that I genuinely put like effort into.
Okay.
In the future, I am looking into doing that. Right now, I'm so like stuck into making these films that it's just not on my mind. But yeah, I have 7,000 subscribers on there. I should probably do something with it. I made that because of my TikTok. I made that account because other people were doing it, so I did.
Because I didn't know if you actually had a YouTube. I thought I'll ask him. I said that that'll be one of my questions. Because as soon as I get done, I'm gonna follow your YouTube channel. Because I've been following your TikTok for at least, if not 2 years, a year and a half. Because I've been like, I found you randomly just scrolling through TikTok, and I was like, wait a minute, Ghostface. I watched about 10 videos. I was like, wow, the production on this is great. And I instantly followed.
Yeah, and it's funny because how I make my videos, I'll put a ladder in front of my camera to get the focus because I don't use autofocus because it usually messes up my videos. Yeah. So I'll have to grab like a ladder or something to pull focus onto it, and then I'll have it's just a TikTok has kind of gone into dumps recently. It's really rough.
Think?
It's hard to grow. It is for creators that have not just starting, because if you're just starting now, it's possible that you have a good chance at growing. But right now, I've been kind of stuck at just about 880, I think.
I've been stuck at 8,000 for a while, and I will say this. I mean, people that post every day. I mean, I don't post every day on TikTok. Usually, the way my post, if I get a comment, I love doing like response videos, and I'll respond to someone. Or if I get a spark of genius, I'll be like, oh, well, I got to film this. And then I'll film it and I'll upload it. But I put more effort into my live streams on my vlog channel and the rest of my content on my vlog channel and my main channel. But I probably should put more effort into it. But I was just curious on what you made first. But yeah, I fully agree with you and other TikTokers that I've met. They've said the exact same thing, Sean. They're like, yeah, it's still fun. It's still good. But like, I've been stuck at 8,000 for probably months on end. Like, yeah, I quickly got to 8 and I was like, oh, well, if I got to 8,000, then probably in about a year, I'll probably hit, 9,000, lickety split. Nope.
Yeah, it's rough. I know a lot of people that are going through the same thing, that they're making really good videos and they're just not performing. They're not getting pushed. I think it might be strictly the horror community. I'm not sure. But
okay.
It's definitely a suppression thing, which is, I mean, my main plan has always been to move, like, I'm going to continue TikTok, but I want to move it into something more meaningful to me, which would be filmmaking. And ever since COVID lockdowns, I've always wanted to make a film. Like, that's been something I've been wanting to do so badly.
Oh man, during COVID, I was like, the content was flowing,
Yeah, that's really where it all started, where the content flow, and then I learned my passion, because I didn't have a passion for the longest time. And this filmmaking stuff, like at least even writing, just screenwriting, I have such passion for.
You and Randall would get along great, because I think of what like the shots and stuff in my head, and Randall's more the writer downer. Like, I know almost exactly when I film a vlog, I'll go to a con, a convention, or I'll go to a tourist attraction, go, I'm gonna hit that, film that, that's gonna come next. And then when I get home, I'm like, I know exactly how the video is gonna flow because I have it embedded in my mind. Randall, he writes a lot more down, and I've learned a lot from Randall. He's like, Fears, we gotta have a script for the next Fears, man. And I'm like, all right, Randall, let's write. So Randall's actually helped me write a lot. And Randall, you make a good point. We do get along great. Like, Randall, like what I lack, Randall has, and what Randall doesn't have. We've been best friends for a while, so we gel very well together. So Randall says, I think we would get along great. That was a comment to you, Sean, because he loves script writing.
Thank you, Randall.
He loves script writing. He loves it.
Yeah, it's I have ideas. There's a two projects that are beyond this, and then I'm also just I every time I get an idea, I will make a treatment, which is I don't know if you know what a treatment is, right? You went to okay, yeah, because I figured because film school stuff. You basically it's basically just like a template for your film. It's making it simpler. You make that, and then I can get 25 pages onto a script in one night, just flow state without thinking. Just it comes out on the paper, and obviously you go through and touch it up after. But it's just getting it down. I have to get the idea down on the paper, and I have a few film ideas that are like that right now. But I'm not
okay.
I have those down so I can look at those later. The next ones coming up are the ones that I have so much faith in, and I think can be something big. And
I can't wait to see this. I mean, like your passion. I think like it kind of made me sad a little bit when you said you never had a passion. Everyone in life should have a passion. I'm glad you found yours. Some people never find their passion. I've liked film ever since I was 5. Ever since my grandpa picked up the video camera and was like, "Hey, John, I'm going to film some of the family videos. I'll teach you how to." My grandfather is the one that put a camera in my hand, was like, "I'm going to teach you. This is zoom in, zoom out. This is how to focus. This is push record. This is to stop recording, blah, blah, blah," you know?
That's awesome. I love that. I love that. It took me a little bit. It took me a good.
But at least I'm glad that you found it, though.
Yeah,
with the script writing, though, Randall will tell you, because Randall went to film school. I was more back then, and still now, I'm more likely to write a script now that I'm getting older, and because Randall's convinced me, like, Fears, we got to have at least an idea of what you want to do for the next Fearsman episode. I tell you what, Sean, in film school, I had it all in my mind. I'm like, I know exactly which shot I want to do. Fuck script writing. And I would grab like 3 or 4 people and go, I'm ready to shoot right now. I've got it all up here. You stand there. You say this. All right, then we'll cut the camera, and I'll have you walking down the stairs. We'll shoot this. Then we'll cut for lunch. We'll come back after lunch. We'll shoot you punching that guy in the face. He falls over the bar, blah, blah, blah. And then I would have it edited and up the next day.
That's great. I love that. It works when you got those short ones. You can do that, man.
Yeah.
It just works when you get that flow state going. I'm sure you can get that done. I really got it. I had to map the Scream generations out.
Oh yeah, I mean those. I mean, if you're going to Ohio and stuff, you need a script. Absolutely,
it's high stakes, right? We promised a lot here, and I think we will deliver. I'm pretty confident we will.
But Randall's a pretty well-oiled machine. Like we can bust out a Fearsman script, me and Randall, in about, if not 15 to 20 minutes, probably less than that. I mean, Randall's a well-oiled writing machine, man, and thank God I got him as a friend. All right, next question. When it comes to horror, I wanted to jump. I'm going to come back to your TikTok, but I almost forgot to ask this when we were talking about the Scream franchise. Besides the Scream franchise, what's 2 other franchises? It's a 2-part question. What's 2 other franchises that you love? And do you think, where do you see horror going in the future? Like, is it more gore, more this? Like, where would you want to see horror go into the future? Like when you're 50, 60, like where do you see horror going?
Okay, so I'm gonna start real quick. In 10 minutes I have to head out. Just so you know, I just give you that just so we know where we're at here.
I got you.
Just letting you know.
If we have to do a part 2, then we'll do a part 2 because I had a bunch more questions, but we covered almost everything that I wanted to cover.
Right, and part 2 can, if the time's right, part 2 can come after we shoot Generations. So I will have all that stuff to tell you how it that could be a lot of fun. That would be a lot of fun. Because we are planning on going through the podcast route. We're gonna go on a lot of podcasts to promote this film.
Nice. And like I told you off camera, if we want to do one at my friend Jeff's convention, that I was telling you about, Jeff has always got like tables all set up everywhere. We could just pick a table. I could bring my laptop with me. He always has internet at the cons. We could do a podcast right there. And then Jeff's been in my videos. He's like one of the coolest, chillest guys ever. He'd be like, film whatever you want, say whatever you want. Jeff's cool at those.
Yeah. No, I'm completely open. That'll probably be when we go our original film route. Cameo Man, you got the right idea. Like Cameo Man is saying for the crew, the crew isn't in your head. I got that. The camera's behind you. Yeah, Joey, it is.
It is.
I'm a secret right now, Joey. Just wait. Give me a year. You'll know what I look like. We'll put it there.
Yeah, because me and Sean, I already asked Sean if he wanted to be. I already asked him if he wanted to be in Fearsman. He said yeah, because I would love for you to voice, and we're definitely going to plan to hang out at a con because you've seen my content. I vlog a lot, so you'll see more of Sean. Don't worry.
Yeah, so especially after those original routes. To get back to the question, you said favorite franchises, right?
No, I asked what are two besides Scream. It's a two-part question, and then I'll end with the inside the actor studio questions. Because I know you got to go. What are two other franchises that you like, and where do you see future going horror going in the future? Like where would you want to see it go?
So another obvious pick for me would be the Insidious franchise. Those have had a lasting impact on my life. It feels like home watching those movies, as scary as they are. It's because that's, those were the first horror movies I'd seen growing up, and they were just so scary, and that kind of stuck with me. And then I watched them, and now they kind of give me that nostalgic feeling. And like I said, nostalgia is a drug, man. It really is. It gives you that good feeling like you're back at home 10 years ago, So there's that. And I think a franchise with a ton of potential heading forward. This isn't one of my favorites, but I can say this will lead me into the answer to the next question. A franchise that has a ton of potential moving forward would be The Barbarian. I don't know if you've seen the Barbarian movies, but
No, I haven't seen those.
So it's a freaky movie, but they're releasing a new movie called Weapons soon.
Okay.
And that one, they're just the story seems so unique. It's not my favorite franchise. I'm following up with Insidious because if I were to say my other favorite franchise would be Happy Death Day because that's heading into a trilogy. It's the Halloween franchise. It's just so good. There's so many good ones. But leading us into our next question with The Barbarian, the future of horror, I think with the Black Phone 2, Megan 2 coming out, those are going whole different directions. Like
I loved Megan, by the way. I loved Megan.
Megan 2 is going to be like a sci-fi movie. It's not
even
going to be horror. It's going to be a sci-fi. Black Phone 2 is going to be like Nightmare on Elm Street, I heard.
Okay.
It's going to be like the next Freddy Krueger or whatever. So I think we're going to see a lot of the new original films heading a whole different direction than they used to. Like Longlegs, we saw Osgood Perkins make Longlegs. I think they're going to make a second version of that film where it's going to be out of left field. I don't know if you seen Longlegs.
My friend Visions has. I haven't seen it yet, but I want to. It's definitely sparked my curiosity.
Right. So that one has potential to have a spin-off, but like one that would be, it's such a wild ride. That movie's crazy. I can see that heading a whole different direction because Osgood Perkins is just so good. He made The Monkey too. That movie is hilarious.
That's another one I need to see.
So much fun. That one's just fun. There's just watch it and you're gonna have a great time. It's crazy.
Sounds good.
That's the future horror. Osgood Perkins, Radio Silence, Christopher Landon. I think Kevin Williamson has a bright future as well after Scream 7 because I think he's going to get Scream 8 greenlit at least. So he'll have another Scream film coming up, and then he's just going to roll from there because that gives you a lot of credibility if you make a good Scream movie. That's what I see the future going to.
Well, I told my fans know me like a book. They can make as many Halloween and Scream movies till the day of day. When I'm 99, if they made like Halloween 48, I'd be like, sweet, can't wait. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah. All right. Well, to end things, I just want to say I really appreciate this interview, man. It was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, guys, I'd like to end my interviews with the Inside the Actor Studios questions. So they're very simple, yes, no type of thing. So first question, what's your favorite word?
Fuck. Probably.
What's your least favorite word?
The word like, because I say it way too much.
Okay. What sound or noise do you like?
Do I like? That's a tough one, man. Do you know when in Star Wars, when the characters will put their helmets on and you get that little
swoosh noise?
Well, it's like more of a high pitch. It goes like like it's basically like their breather coming on. That noise is really satisfying. I'll go with that.
What sound or noise do you absolutely hate?
When people scrape their teeth on forks or spoons.
Ooh,
drives me crazy. I can't stand it.
Yeah. What turns you on, excites you, and inspires you?
Seeing a good movie, man. Seeing something unique, like Totally Killer was something totally out of left field. I didn't even see it coming. It was cheesy, fine. it was so different, and the fact that it was mostly green screen blew my mind. Like I thought they were filming on site. They were filming this like most of the movie was green screen. That blew my mind. I was like, how? It's insane, and that's what there's that. Heart Eyes, such a it's that movie. This movie is going to influence me pretty hard in my film career, just because it's a rom-com that they turned into a slasher. That's creating a whole new genre. Now we're moving, like there were horror comedies, horror rom-coms. When has that ever happened? Like this is like an actual rom-com that they stuck a slasher into. So that blew my mind. So
what turns you off?
Like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like I said earlier, when they have a clear agenda behind their movie and it's not
okay.
It's not like, I'm not saying the director and the writer didn't have that love there. I'm saying somebody snuck in an agenda and I didn't like it.
What profession other than yours would you like to attempt?
Well, I mean, filmmaking, technically that's not my profession yet. So that'll be, and to touch on that last question, that last rapid fire question, I know the rapid fire, but the person who wrote Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022, I'm not giving any grief because they made the movie Cobweb, which is a sleeper pick. Whenever people ask me what's a horror movie I can watch that I probably haven't seen, it is Cobweb. That is I think it's a 2023 film. It's slow at the beginning, but it's so worth it. It's a slow burn movie, and I love it. Cobweb, go give it a shot. It's so good.
So filmmaking, you'd want to pursue. What profession would you absolutely, under any circumstance, not like to attempt?
Retail.
Okay. What's your favorite curse word?
Fuck.
There you go. Fuck works a lot. And then finally, he always ends with, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Let's watch some movies.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I always end with either two things. I would always want God to have like a sense of humor, because I'm I'm only 5'6", so I would love for him to look at me and say, Fears, I thought you'd be taller, something like that. Or because I love my dad and I miss my dad so much, I would love for him to say, hey, Fears, the booze and the ladies are over there and your dad's over there. And I'd be like, sweet, awesome.
You'll get to both. Yeah, I mean, of course, seeing loved ones there would be great. I feel like that just comes with the territory.
Yeah,
I think the relief of being able to we still watch movies up here would be great. That would be a great relief. Like, oh, thank God.
I've told Sean, my fans think I'm nuts. I've told my my fans, whenever I die, I'm just gonna in my will. I told my brother, my mom, I said 2 movies have to go with me. Ghostbusters and Halloween are going to be in my coffin. I shit you not.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, you stick all your collection down there. Stick it in there.
Just put it near my feet. It's waiting for me. So yeah.
Yeah. Or
we'll definitely do a part 2 because I know you got to take off. But I just wanted to thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's been a great interview. If you guys have not checked out Scream Premium, it's on TikTok. Scream Premium on YouTube. Is there anything else that you want to promote before we end it?
Yeah, I got Instagram, and then if you guys are interested, so the production company we're going to be going under for our original films is called, here, let me pull up the exact handle so I don't do this. But this is a newly created handle for us in our film. So it's going to be Synth Stream Studios. SYNTHSTREAM STUDIOS, Synth Stream Studios. That's what we're going to be doing for our original films. And I think it's going to be slightly involved in our Scream Generations. We're not going to post it there. We might promote it there, but that's what we're going to be. That's where you're going to look out for our originals. And
I highly suggest you guys follow his Instagram, because whoever your photographer is fantastic. I mean, I've liked a bunch of your pics. Like, and you're in other stuff too, like your friends, like you've got not just Scream on there, you've got a couple of pictures of like Michael Myers, and you got one of your friends dresses up as Freddy.
Yes, I did have a Freddy. He's he lives pretty far away. He's in California. But for the people that took my pictures, so there's the blonde guy that's in a picture with me. It's one of my favorites. He's on my profile. That's Mark. And the person who took it is Landon. He's Michael Myers of Instagram, Michael Myers of TikTok. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's huge.
No, but I'll check it out. Yeah,
he's in like the millions. He's like way bigger than me when it comes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Media. Yeah. So he's the Michael Myers you see. He's he does also some face content, but Michael Myers Instagram, Michael Myers of TikTok.
Your photographer's on point, man. It's like crystal clear images, and I was like, damn, I'm gonna tell Sean if we don't touch it on this interview, then we'll touch it on interview number 2. Like, so the next interview, I want to focus on your photography work on the next interview, because man, you got some good stuff for sure.
I appreciate that a lot.
No worries. Well, I'm gonna let you go. Sean, and don't forget to check Sean out on TikTok, Screen Premium, and check me out, Fearsman26. Fears Vlogs is my second channel, and we'll see you guys later. Peace out. Have a good one, guys.